Hi, Event Security. Doing something a little different tonight. I'm using two of my Brother machines. One is the NQ1700E, and it's a larger hoop than the Brother PE800 or PE900. And then I'm doing a Tiger that I downloaded from John Deere's site, Embroidery Legacy. I have a subscription to that. And this leaping Tiger came in 3 sizes. And I did the large size on my 15 needle Enovis Avante, I'm sorry. And this is the smallest of them, and the width of this, the smallest width is 5.25, which is 5 1/4 inches, and it's over 6 inches long, actually, the length of the Tiger. Now, what I did was I brought it into my software. I have Wilcom's software. I have Wilcom E4, and I also have the Hatch. I just upgraded to Hatch 3, which is one of the ones that John Deere uses for his digitizing. Anyway, this is the smallest of them, and I exported it from his software. I was just checking it out. I exported it in a PES format, which this machine reads. Now, this machine gave me the Brother Embroidery colors, where behind me I have the PE900, and that exported in the Robertson Anton colors. That's what John Deere uses, Robertson Anton. I made a printout from the software, and I'll show you the printout. Okay. Now this printout of from the software, it gave me Brother Embroidery colors. However, it added the Brother flesh tone colors. The 157 is Brother flesh tone, 183 is Brother flesh tone. These other colors are the Brother Embroidery colors, and the flesh tones. I'll just show you the flesh tones. All right, these are the flesh tones. And see, distributed by Brother International Corporation on the bottom. And 600-yard spools, number 40, which is larger than the 50 that I normally use. And it has the flesh tone colors. Now they have numbers, and it's in the Brother numbering system, for embroidery thread, but it calls them different things. And on the printout, for example, see, the first two colors, it shows you number 157, and then there's a 183 down here, and I have the numbers written on top. You see, here's the 183, right? And I got the 157 over there. Here, the 157. Anyway, I thought I'd share that. So let's see what we can do with this. All right, I got the number 707 in there. It's a 3-minute stitch out. One, up, over, down, 3, up, over to the left, pick up, take up lever, down, to 5, and I use 2 hands, and I pull this into number 6. Number 7, I cut it at number 8, and I thread it with number 9. And then I pick it through. Alright, lays out about 4 inches, and then you got a green light. Okay, there we go. And I got to do the other machine. Okay. Thread change 2. Ready for 3, this one. Pull the thread out. It's asking for a 208, 206, 208. Okay. All right. Goes in 1, down under the metal bar, up to 2, over to the left, down to 3, up to 4, over to the left, come down, pick up the take-up lever, to 5, Then I use two fingers. I put this finger and I reach in there and I pull it through the number 6. And if you've seen my other videos, the number 6 has a detent in there. And you could hear and feel it. You come through 7, bird's mouth, I call it the bird's mouth. Come up to 8, which clips it, and then you thread it with number 9. Okay, and then I pull it through with the point. All right, and it leaves about 4 inches hanging out. Press a foot down, and then you're ready to go. All right, we're on number 3, green light. Here's something I noticed on this one. I reduced this design 5%. They don't recommend beyond 10 either way. And I noticed, now I got double stabilizing here, but this is a thinner fabric. This is 65% polyester and 35% cotton. I noticed a little puckering. I see a little puckering here. It's because this is denser than originally was designed, so there's more stitches per area, and that's why it creates that tension. This could have used the 3rd layer, unless I went to a heavier fabric. This other machine, I don't see the puckering. I don't see that puckering. You can see the underlay, the up and down stitches, that's the underlay that the digitizer puts in. The purpose of that is to control the pull. So now it went up and down, now it's going left to right. Across the underlay. The other machine's running at a faster speed. It's running at 850, where this one you're looking at now is running at 650. And you can see it flips the underlay almost up and down, and then doing the cross, doing the lay down stitch. Alright, 23 minutes, stitch out, or 77 minutes. We've got almost 7,000 stitches so far down. Quite a bit. 7,000. I usually get 35 to 40,000 on a bobbin. You know, I keep that in my head. These bobbins that I use, I get them from Mr. Vac and Mrs. So. Highly recommend them. Highly recommend these bobbins. Polystar is their brand. That's Mr. Vac and Mrs. So. And I pick them up at their store, but they sell online, Amazon. They sell from their store, and they sell on eBay also. Yeah, that was a 19-minute stitch out of this color. Quite a bit. Twenty-seven minutes into the stitch out. We're on thread change 4. I'm using white, and that's a 4-minute stitch out. Alright, this machine is on thread change 5. This is a 9-minute stitch out. Has a nice look, the stitch. Alright, press the foot up, flip the thread. 208. Into 1, down, up the bar to 2, over to the left, down to 3, to the left, up to 4, pull it to the left, pick up, take up lever at 4, down to 5, take it with 2 fingers, 2 hands, pull it through 6, you feel, and hear the click to 7, cut it at 8, down with 9, thread it. Okay, this is a 9-minute stitch out. Bring down the presser foot on this machine. The other one comes down automatically. Okay, 9-minute stitch out. Alright, just about halfway through the stitch out, 51 minutes into a 77-minute stitch out, thread change 7. Alright, you can see the little green plus that travels on the thumbnail. That's where the stitch is working. And my pooch, he watches the sewing machines. Right, Bella? Look up, Daddy. Look at Daddy. She's scared. She's a big eye looking at her. All right. See, this total stitch out's 35,187 and 70 minutes, but of course this is running at 850. Alright, 22,000 stitches into 35,000. 49 minutes into a 70-minute stitch out. And this was a 3-minute white. the PE900 coming along. 54 minutes into the sew. 21,000 stitches in. It's pretty good. As I'm threading the machines, you hear about go over to 4, picks up the take-up lever. This is a take-up lever, right here. It reciprocates, actually goes like this, but it reciprocates. It's on a like crankshaft. But that's the take-up lever. That's what I say. You pick up the take-up lever, and it's in here. In this groove here. When the presser foot's up, it opens up a little door. There's a door in there. You can see the white door. When the presser foot comes up, that little door opens a bit. It opens a little bit and the thread's allowed to go across. That's why the presser foot has to be up. This machine is a manual presser foot up, where you spend $2,000 and you get an automatic presser foot up, automatic presser foot down on the NQ1700. Of course, a larger hoop, nice size hoop. How could that be? It is. Alright. Stitching's coming along. Twenty more minutes. Actual stitch time. Alright, we're getting close to the finish. We're at 14. 75 minutes into the stitch out. We still got quite a lot of stitches though. About 7,000. Yeah. Working at it. this one's done and the other one's done. You push the clip there's a clip here. You push it to the left, and then I reached in and picked it back up. Okay? And the presser foot has to be up to clear. You see? Went up. Okay. Alright, that's the finished product. Let's see, can I get closer? Alright, come good. Come good. That's the back. And the machine, other than the little tails that you might see, the tail is when the thread starts. It leaves a little tail sometimes. See, those could be clipped off. One here, just a couple on here. Otherwise, this machine did a beautiful job. Okay, did a beautiful job. How good could I say? This is the second job I did on it, actually. Let's see. Finished. Okay. Now let me look at the page. I want to see how many stitches I have. See, wireless. That's my wireless router. That's the number of the router that goes through the air, you know. All right. Service counts, this count, they're both the same. So I got 42,000 stitches on here. And that's the number, that's not the serial number, that's the number that you give to embroidery.com, you know. Is embroidery.com. That's a Brother site. You download stuff from them. See? Nice. You know, you give them the model number, you give them your name, your email, of course, and they want that number of the machine. Okay? You know, here's some of the things you could do with it. All right, now, when you download a file from them, it's related to this number right here. That file will only work on this machine. If I took that file and brought it over to my other machine behind me, it won't work. It will not work. So this one's done. Right? This one's done. Okay. Now this hoop comes out different. You know, it's an upgraded. You bring this lever up, and this comes out. That's nice. You can see the fur on the thing. You know, you hold it at an angle. You know, you could see the fur on it. Okay. Okay, folks, just let me show you one more thing. If you want to see, go in here. Let's look at my stitch count. That's my stitch count on this machine. This machine has, see, 343,000 stitches on this machine. All right. Now these machines, when you turn them on, they recall the last design that's in them. Recall the last design, okay? All right, there's the last design. See, this is good because if it's 12 o'clock at night, you tie it, you just shut the machine off, and when you turn it back up, it'll go back, well, it goes back to the beginning, so you got to remember, of course, where you left it off. Okay? You know, the same thing with this one over here. All right. Vince Arcuri, and I thank you for watching. Please subscribe. I'm starting over with YouTube. I had my last account that I had for 14 years. I had 980 videos, 14 million views, 38,000 subscribers. I'm starting off from scratch. I started 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, you know. So far, the people like my videos. I try to be very thorough, you know, and I teach also. Thank you, Vince Arcuri. Please subscribe and ring the bell.